This is a drum that I made. In our native language, we call it wewet. Wewet is the ancient one, or the grandpa. It's the heartbeat of the dance. This particular one is a replica of the ones we had back then, obviously. And I painted this image right here, which is the deity of the rain. This character right here, here's his face. Here's his one hand right here holding a lightning bolt. And then here's another one holding a pitcher, pouring water on this warrior right here. His feet are up in the air, so he's kind of upside down, purifying the warrior here. So his name is Tlaloc. Tlaloc is the rain, the thunder, the lightning, the snow, the sleet, everything that the moisture that has relationship to the moisture from up above. That is the male water, and then when it hits the earth, it becomes that female waters here. So this is the name of our group, Grupo Tlaloc. So that's why you have all those water images here. Down here, the female waters. Down below, you have that lobster or that crawfish, and you have the fish right there, and then you have the conch shell. And then these little symbols represent the rain. These guys here. This one here also has a butterfly in the back of it right here. This represents the butterfly. And the butterfly represents those spirits, that those ones that left this danza for us here. It's covered with a hide, a raw hide. In this particular drum, it's a cow hide. So this carries the rhythm and the heartbeat. This is another type of drum, a hand drum, which has an image of an eagle on there, Cuautli. Some people have called this Chachalaca, the screaming eagle. And we use this also to hold the rhythm of the dance. Okay, so this one here is a hollow log that was carved out, and it has a groove that looks like an H if you look at it this way, or an I figure. And so it has two tones. The two tones are different, has two different tones. There's images on this, which is the quetzal bird. And there's the face of the quetzal bird. And this one is like the closest thing I can think of is maybe a xylophone or something. So we use these instruments for the danza and the dance and in the music. Another instrument is this conch shell. I talked about it earlier. This guy right here is that particular one. It's a trumpet that, so, you know, society has taught us to stay in our borders, in our lines, and you know, even on the streets, you have these cars, you know, stay in your lane, you know, don't go, you know, even this build, you see all these lines right here. Okay, outside that, you're out of bounds, you're out of your perimeter, you know. But prior to that, we were able to travel wherever. We'd have pochtecas, they call pochtecas, that would go and with their goods, with feathers. Obviously, these feathers come from the jungle, these red ones. The jungle is not in Mexico, you know, they're low, further down south. These shells are not in the Mexico area, you know. So people from the Yucatan and different places like that would come, and we would trade. But this is a big part of it. It's kind of like we would use it to bring forth the people, and it's a trumpet. You cut this tip off of there, and there's a certain way that we do this. Some may just cut it, but there's a teaching behind everything, and it all has to do with these different points. So there's so many points that you count, and then when you get to that number, then you would cut that, and then you would chip away that spiral, that little spiral, and this one here would then be blown to call the people or to echo to someone else across the valley, and then someone else would blow it, and then so forth. It would just keep going like that. So this was, I guess you could say, that first age telephone.
Yeah.
You know, and it would sound like. It also represents that rain itself too. They say that you hold it up like this, you're calling that with the mouth open. You're calling the rain when you don't want to call that rain. You hold it down. We have rattle instruments. There's 4 different types right here. This one here is just right off the tree. It's a seed pod. We also use that to help with the rhythm of the dance. This one here is another type of, it's a gourd with a handle that's been painted and decorated, and they put seeds or rocks or stones or beads. This one here are made of these little nutshells that come from Mexico, central Mexico down south, all the way to the center of Mexico, central Mexico, all the way down south, down to Guatemala and different places out there. But there's a nut that is in there that is taken out by the elders and used as a medicine to help with the arthritis or rheumatism. So they use that as an ointment. Then the dancers take these nuts and they work with them, and they put little seeds or stones or BBs in there, and they use them as a rattle. Here's another one that's been carved in the image of Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
The plumed serpent, which represents knowledge. And then these are the same shells that we use on our feet, on our ankles. And we use them for the rhythm of the dance as well. So everything that you see here is constructed, put together by the dancers. Then these guys here, this is just a few of them. There's so many different types of instruments that we have, but these are all made out of clay, but they also go with this. They're wind instruments. This one's the shape of a paw, a jaguar paw.
Yeah.
You see the dots there, the claw, and then right here you see the face of the jaguar.
That is sweet.
That's the blowhole. This is the aperture, and they have three different cavities in there with little holes on the bottom that you can change the note. This one here has a xolotl on it, or a dog on it. So the dog, I believe that's the dog. It looks like a dog to me, but I could be wrong. He has a very long tail there too. But this one has no hose like this, no finger hose. If you look at the inside, so it doesn't whistle. It's a wind instrument. It's a wind instrument, and this dog would accompany those that have passed on to those spirits. It would accompany them to where they needed to go. But this one, this hole right here is just to hang it, kind of like this. And then if they wanted to drum or play, but what you do with this is you cover this and you open it up and you blow in it at the same time, and it will make the sound of the wind. This one here is what they call the death flute. Has an image of a calavera, a skeleton head. Has no holes in it, finger holes. It just has that opening. Almost looks like this one here, but this one's kind of rolled over. So this one has a whistle because you can see that hole right there in the inside, but it's not a finger hole, but it has that hole so that it can whistle. And it's a very loud screeching sound. So these are some of the instruments that we use